Welcome to the Good Karma Sport Fishing Podcast. I'm your host, Captain Ryan Van Fleet.
And welcome to the Good Karma Success Coach Podcast. I'm your host, Melinda Van Fleet. How are you doing today, Ryan?
I'm kind of feeling it, but not really. Had one of those days.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. The storm, it's Saturday. Let me back up. And it's August 1st. And the storm's coming. So it just kind of puts people in a funky mood. And as we all know, there's a lot going on. A lot of TikTok information today.
I was very happy that Donald Trump is going to let TikTok stay so I can see the foxes.
Yeah.
And all the other crazy shit that goes on there.
Yeah, but it's Ryan's little brain release, the TikTok. And, I get it. I've watched it a little bit too. And
20 seconds. It's not very long.
Well,
it's not very long.
You've watched it a little longer than 20
seconds. Yeah, sometimes. I get sucked down the rabbit hole.
So, first of all, I want to give some thanks, and I know you do too, for all the amazing reviews that you've received on Apple Podcasts and also emails. And I've received some nice emails and reviews as well. So thank you, everybody.
Yeah, I really do appreciate that. Who would have thought, right? It's been
2 years.
2 years, yeah.
This month, August.
2 years this month, August.
Is your 2-year anniversary of doing this podcast.
Yeah. I got some super cool emails this week. So it's really nice to get those, especially this week. So I really thank you guys.
Yesterday, you got a really cool one.
Yeah.
So.
No, I had some guys reach out yesterday, and it's good to know that I'm reaching guys and any sort of angler, male or female, all ages, all over the world, actually.
Yeah.
So I've got listeners in Australia. I've got listeners all over the world. So
yeah, we
who would have thought?
we looked at the map last week, actually, and it was pretty amazing. I actually pulled Ryan's numbers too, his percentage. But last month, I'm just going to say congratulations as well. You had your biggest month ever, the month of July.
Yeah, I'm reaching anglers all over the world.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. And you know what else, too, I like, which is that we're starting to realize, well, let me back up, that we're starting to hear that we're getting across is the intention that, people fish to clear their heads, to clear their minds. It's a mental game too. Like, it really helps people out there. So some of the things we talk about, especially when you and I have a combo podcast together, they're bigger picture than just fishing. And we're really glad that people are starting to see that picture, because that is a major intention for us in the world and how we want to add value and help.
Yes. Yeah, it's more than fishing for me. It always will be. So it goes back to when I was a kid and growing up, and the way I would escape everything is I'd grab my white bucket and go to the pond and sit there and fish. So it's a way for escape for many people, and more people need to be grounded on that. I have that's what I try to preach to people every week in some sort of way without being overly overbearing, is that it's more than just fishing for people. So, and I truly believe in that. So
yeah, and in general, so if you're listening to this and you're not an angler, it's finding an activity, finding something that helps your brain or brings you joy, or is if you like something social, maybe there's some type of social activity you can figure out, because right now we all know that everyone's lives are a little different. So for the most part, maybe some people's aren't, but for the most part, people are. And I'm seeing more and more people going a little stir crazy. So what things can you find that are activities that help bring you joy?
Yeah. I think that, with kids at home, and you have kids, for me, when I was a kid, I really wanted to learn how to make lures. But my dad, my dad worked a lot and he was in the trades. So he just didn't have time, and it wasn't, just part of the tradition of what we did was making lures wasn't even in my thought process as a kid, but I wondered how that was done. It was always very intriguing to me. So like I had mentioned is in my last podcast, is that I'm making 90% of my lures now and it really is more than just making lures. It's like a nice stress relief for me. It takes me away, and I think that if you have kids that are really like looking for something to do, then that's something that you can get them into is making lures. I mean, it's very cool, and you can let with different mylars that you can get the kids, and I'll talk about that in the future, but and have them like start practicing and tying stuff and just making their own stuff. So, get them involved in that kind of stuff. I wish somebody would have got me involved in that when I was young, because it would have saved me a whole bunch of money growing up. So teach them that trade. It's like a golfer, getting kids involved in sports young. It's great to get them involved with the fishing and get them to be great anglers, but there's so many other things that you can get them involved with as far as fishing goes. Teaching them about the GPS, teaching them about how to make lures, knots. Put them in front of YouTube and give them a challenge and say, here, these are the knots I want you to learn how to tie. So teach them about the fish species. So if kids are bored, there's so many different angles with the fishing that you can keep them busy. And lure making is for kids is what's the word for it? Because their brains are so clear and they have smaller hands, they can really learn how to tie lures. So that's something that I would encourage. The fly guys that know how to tie flies, get the kids involved in like making something. Mm-hmm. So they can't be out. Some of the sports are canceled, the schools are canceled. But I got to tell you, I wish somebody would have taught me that when I was a kid, because man, I would be lethal if somebody would have taught me that at a younger age.
Yeah.
So
it's therapeutic.
It's therapeutic. The best captains I know, these guys started when they were kids, man. Their dads had them doing everything. They know how to tie every knot. They know how to make every lure, and they're well versed in everything. So if you really want your young kids to be really good at like any sort of sport, aside from sports, I would just, honest to God, I'd put your kids into fishing right now and like let them learn everything about it. Especially if the sports are canceled. The kids love to fish. They don't have to go fishing to enjoy it. So they can get them involved in something else. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, it's just good to be outside. And, if anyone can fish. I've said this since day one, which is why I think fishing is so competitive, is because you can be big, small, purple, yellow, boy, girl, and you can fish, right?
Yeah. It's so funny. I see that everybody...
There's a really low barrier to entry in terms of,
exactly.
You don't have to be like someone who's a jockey and you're really teeny tiny,
right? Yeah.
Or a big tall basketball player. Anyone can fish.
Yeah, anybody can fish. It's like Michael Jordan getting into fishing. Everybody's like watching Michael Jordan get into fishing, guys.
And all his captains that he's hired.
Michael Jordan's hired 15 captains to make him look good. I mean,
we want Michael Jordan to come fish with Ryan.
Yeah,
get dirty.
Yeah, Michael Jordan can come fish with me, and we'll see how good.
Drive on down from Jupiter.
Yeah, then I'll see how good you are, Michael Jordan. Honestly, so
let's see you get bloody.
Yeah, I call you out.
Let's see you get bloody.
So,
but so it's just we know it's tough, so it's anything you guys can all do to find activities for yourself to help someone else or even your children is, I think, really important right now. I think it's important because it's not going away like we all thought it would. I think we're all making some life adjustments and doing things a little differently.
Yeah. Yeah, we're all having to do it. I'm doing it today. So, I mean, I've just learned that you just got to suck it up. And I'm like one of those people. I just got to suck it up. There's things that I want to do, and I was getting pissed off that I couldn't do them, but I just got to suck it up. And the more I bitched about it, the more it was making me upset. And so I just quit. So I turned to other things to keep my mind busy. And I got to tell you, it's working. So
you create your own energy. And that's what people don't really realize is you are the one that creates your energy. You are the one that is in control of your thoughts. So if you're sitting around being sad or angry, especially if you're paying attention to any of the bullshit going on out there, that's on you. You have to be strong enough to change your thoughts to a happy thought, to something that you can look forward to and work on that. And it's not easy. I'm not going to say it's easy. It takes practice, and every day I work on it too. So, but it's possible. It's definitely possible. Put on some music, dance around. Yeah, if you're one of Ryan's.
They're not going to dance around. Oh my gosh. Come on.
Wouldn't that be great though? I dare any of you in
Don't
Ryan's
even
group.
think of it. Yeah, if you've seen some of the shit that I did around here, you'd be, oh my God, don't even come on.
No, I know. It would be funny though. But anyhow, we also wanted to just review really quickly our brand, Good Karma. And I don't know if people realize what karma means. Some people might, and my audience might. But karma is about action. It's about being or realizing the laws of cause and effect. So you put good things out there into the world, then good things will come back to you. So we always really, really appreciate the positive relationships we have and the collaborations that we have and how those things keep growing. So we just want to kind of give a shout out to all of those people, to you know who you are, hopefully, and say thank you, because that's our brand. Like, we put good things out there in the world and keep working on sharing good information, and we love it when we end up building collaborative relationships, and that just kind of becomes a cycle, and that's all the good stuff.
Yeah. It's been a learning curve for me. I've been through a lot with collaborations over the years, a lot because I was very much out of certain social scenes because my mind was into being the best possible fisherman I could be, whereas I didn't do any collaborations with anybody. So because I was just too busy. So where I'm at now is I'm very thankful to have the people that I am working with in my life, and if some more come along that fit, if it's a good working relationship, then that's great. So I don't believe in pushing things. I think things need to happen naturally, and I go with my gut instinct a lot more. I fine-tune that gut instinct a lot, so where I'm more cautious. So because I've had to. So, but thank you guys.
Yep, totally. And just on the flip side, and this is something that I think is important for people to realize as well, is it's okay to walk away from relationships that are not good karma, that aren't in that whole vibe of positive energy, collaboration. If someone's sucking your energy, I actually just finished reading a book on it, but I already had all that stuff in my brain. I just like to keep reading and see what other nuggets I can pick up. But, owning your energy is so important. So it also goes in relation to people. And just as easy as you can shut off the news, you cannot answer that phone call that might drive you a little crazy. So be careful of your energy with people out there as well. And, protect that as best as you can.
Yeah, protect it. Trust me.
And more good people will come along. I've said that to Ryan since day one. The more you get rid of some bad people, the more good people will come along.
Yeah, it's learning to read through the bad people.
Mm-hmm.
That was the hardest part for me.
And it takes time to figure that out.
Yeah, it takes time. A lot of people put on a good front, and they make it look like and then I started, it's really bizarre, but I have a very, 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 I'm very in tune with people and their emotions, and I can read through a lot of stuff. This just comes from what I used to do in managing large groups of people, and I don't even want to get into that kind of stuff, but I'm very in tune with people and their emotions. So I can read them. I can read people very good. So I can tell when there's some negative energy there as far as somebody not being supportive, and I can just kind of sense little tones in their voices and in their body language. So, and my gut's never wrong. Never when it comes to that. So I tell people, hey, it's always good to go with your gut. If something's in the back of your brain telling you not to do something, then I would take a step back. And if somebody says something to you in the wrong way, take a step back and evaluate it, because you don't want it to get worse. And I've been guilty of that before. So
because
it builds up. There's a lot of envy out there in the world right now, and there's a lot of people are going through some stuff.
A lot of triggers.
And now it's worse than ever. So people are really, it's just a different world. So I just tell guys that are in these places or in these spots with people, just be more aware of what's happening, because you don't want it to come back and bite you. So build positive relationships. If something isn't right, just back off. And if you're away from them for a good amount of time and you feel good about yourself, then you know you made the right decision. So, but yeah.
Yep, that's true. That's true. And then you'll feel good. So hopefully soon we'll have a big announcement for Ryan's community.
Yeah, we got something really cool. Yeah, we started working on this before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Long before COVID, this was in the works. So it's taken this long to get there. It's an extremely difficult project. So, but we're getting close. So stay tuned to that. And if you're in the Facebook group, that's where I'll announce it first. I really appreciate you guys getting into the Facebook group. So
yeah, I love what everyone's posting. Jeez.
Yeah, it's great. I'm going to cap that group off at a certain amount of people, so it doesn't get. I would rather have a lot of quality people in that group than not so much. I see how groups have hurt themselves because of the keyboard warrior thing is like crazy. I always tell people, hey, take a breath before you type. So, or don't type at all nowadays. So, but that's one thing I really like about our community is that there's the guys that are in the group they have great mindsets. They seem to be really contributing. They're there to learn. And it's hard to find that in a group nowadays. So without somebody coming in and bashing you. Mm-hmm. So just keep that in mind.
And one thing too, with both of our groups, and my group is called Good Vibes and Ryan's is Good Karma Sport Fishing Podcast, is we don't have admins. So we are in the groups daily. And I think that's one thing that's been kind of discouraging with all these Facebook groups is most of these people end up having an admin. And they're not even in their own group. So just to note, if you're one of those people that's been a little discouraged by being in some other Facebook groups and you're kind of like, oh, why bother? You know, the person's not even in it. They're not even participating. They're not even sharing or answering questions or whatever, right? That's not what's happening. So just want you all to know that too.
Right. You know, it's hard. I'm not a YouTuber. I leave that to other people. It's just not me. So the videos that I do are for the guys in the group that listen to the podcast. So, but with the other project we have going on, I know a lot of people aren't on Facebook, so you're just going to have to listen and wait for that. But a lot of the videos are going to be password protected because they don't need to be shared with people that are not there for good karma. So they're not there for the community. They're there to stalk and steal content. That's not how it's going to go. So I want to share information with guys that are loyal to the podcast that are there willing to learn. So that's how it's going to be, no matter how big the podcast gets. So I look at it like this. When I'm here doing this with Melinda, I'm speaking to each individual. So it's not a YouTube thing where I'm like trying to get you to click. So it's not how it works.
Yeah.
So it's just not my personality, so I wouldn't be coming back and doing this every week if I wasn't motivated to share information and teach people. I absolutely would not be.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it's just not me. So I do it because I really enjoy it now. At first, I did not like it.
If only I had a camera that day. That was really funny.
I didn't like it because it was attracting some like strange people.
You were nervous.
Yeah, I was nervous, and I didn't like some of the things were like, it was just not it just wasn't vibing with me. So, but Melinda encouraged me to do it some more, and I did it some more, and so then I kind of started getting some positive feedbacks from some guys. So when I got the positive feedback about that they were like starting to be successful, and the types of emails were changing from people I don't even want to get into that.
But yeah, you're just getting more and more positive feedback.
Yeah, I was just
you knew like the good people were listening.
Yeah, I knew that the good people that were listening, that get it, were listening. So I knew that. So, and it was just that's what kept me going every week. And, you know, like I had said in my book, is that I wish there would have been a podcast like this for somebody like me. So when I started in the fishing industry, I needed something. I didn't have it. The Keys is a hard place. I can't even go into it. So, and I'm not today. But I wish there was a podcast like this for me, so I'm going to continue doing it. And I've got courses now available for the guys that are like really, just are different from the information that I share. And those are educational courses for people to learn more. So the content I share is seminar style content, but in the courses is more detailed stuff for guys that are really wanting to learn more. So yeah, cool. I think that's the best way to describe it. Cool. So
that's good. Yep. So we'll wrap this up. Again, happy 2nd year anniversary, Ryan. Very excited for you.
Yes. So we'll be, when are we going to cut off the...
Oh, tonight, Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it looks like a lot of people have filled out the form again, which I appreciate because it was my screw up.
Yeah. You guys are going to really like what I have in store.
Yeah.
For the winners.
Awesome. And it's fun to see all the responses too. So anyone in Ryan's Facebook group that filled out the questionnaire, thank you. And it's been fun. And we'll put something together tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sunday. Awesome.
Yeah, it's all good. I appreciate you guys listening.
Yeah.
Stay dry this weekend for the rain event.
Yes.
If you're on the East Coast.
So please check out my podcast if you haven't heard my podcast before. If you're one of Ryan's listeners, or maybe you have a wife or girlfriend or someone that you think might be interested. Mine is called the Good Karma Success Coach. You can follow me on Instagram, Melinda_Van Fleet, or on Facebook. And my private Facebook group is called Good Vibes. Ryan,
Good Vibes.
How do people find you?
You can, find me on the podcast. Big thing, if you're on Instagram, you can click on my bio, and then you just go and you just click on the podcast. We've got super easy for you to do. You don't have to go to any other website. Just use your phone, which is awesome. I like to use my phone for everything, including TikTok. It's like I watch the foxes. Rescue foxes are cool, by the way, and Finnegan the fox.
Yes, Finnegan.
The laughing fox. And then
that's weird. If you haven't checked it out, you have to.
Yeah, he's so funny. He's like nice fox.
All right, wrap it up.
All right. So you can on my Instagram, it's Good Karma Sport Fishing _FL_Keys, and then my website is www.goodkarmasportfishing.com, and then my tackle store where you can find my courses is goodkarmafishingtackle.com. Thanks for listening, guys, and remember, anytime you're fishing, it's all good.
Thanks for listening.